gang, we're here. We got the mule all loaded up, shovel, got the gear, got the pack on my back. Let's get out there and get it rolling. Hell, gang, the end of the road. We're at the down tree. Bike's armed. Bigfoot wants to play around. He'll be in for a surprise, tries to grab a hold of that, and we'll know. All right, gang, welcome back to the channel. We finally got back in here, me and Miss Echo, Calamity Jane, as you all know her. A little different today. So today I'm going to be talking about scalable mining. It's an interesting word, but it also goes with fine gold recovery as well. So I'm going to cover both bases on this video. And I have something real special to show you guys. I'm really excited about. It helps me in my style of scalable mining, okay? And you just have to kind of bear with me on what that entails. I'm going to show you guys what I'm using and what I mean by that scalable mining, as you are a prospector and a miner as well. Anyway, guys, let me just give you a quick heads up on what that is. So I just want to explain to you what I carry. You know, I have my shovel, I have the pack that goes on the mule, I got my collapsible bucket, gold pan classifier, my big classifier bucket, you know, with the basket. But in this backpack there's 3 sluices in this backpack, and I'm going to show you guys. There's 3 sluices in there and a sluice stand, all packed in that backpack. And the one stand will work for both the fluid bed sluice and traditional sluices. And I'm real interested to see how that works out today. Anyway, we have some running water, not super crazy. But the beautiful thing that this is going to do for us and for me in the channel is when I don't have a good flow of water and it's real lax, if I get to an area, look at this one. He's got the zoomies. He's got the zoomies. But if I don't have a good flow of water somewhere that can operate a fluid bed sluice, and I make my way back in there, I can also bring a traditional sluice and set up on the same stand. So I'm not limited to just the fluid bed sluice that needs water pressure in the right setup. All sluices need some water flow in the right setup. It's just the fluid dynamics that works with a fluid bed sluice is different. But we're gonna play around with that stand today. I have my Recon fluid bed sluice. I have the 6-inch Dream Mat sluice, and I have the Dream Mat Adventure sluice, as well as the stand that Mr. Kevin Bell made me. So, yeah, don't want to leave your gold cons around this one anywhere. They'll be right back in the creek. Anyway, guys, let me get set up and I'll get back with you. Go. All right, gang.
It's just getting everything wet here.
Just so you can see me pull it out so people don't think I'm faking it. There's the Adventure Sluice, Dream Mat Adventure Sluice. There's the 6-inch Dream Mat. This has the mini mat in it. I also brought the micro mat for that, so that's 2 sluices and one right there. And I have the Recon. The stand, which I did an unpacking video of, and then I'm going to put up. It all packs down and breaks down completely. And it has 2 different feet on it for different sluices. This one's for the Recon. The other crossbar is for traditional sluices. So we're going to try it out today, and this thing is absolutely slick. GoPro style. All right, gang. Just doing a little bit of test panning. A lot of micro in there. Some decent pieces in there too, but there's a lot of micro gold. And I mean, we're talking super fine. But you can see right up at the top up there. I hope this captures it. And I'm continue pulling it from right here off of this bar, going that way actually. But we're in a pocket right here, so I think we'll just want to run this by you guys. I know that a lot of people will see the gold that I recover. It's very little. This one doesn't knock over my pan. And hey, halt, calm down. Look at this one. Anyway, it's not about the amount of gold I recover, and I don't do this for profit. I do this as a hobby. I just enjoy getting away from society, getting out here in nature, in the woods, not surrounded by anybody but me and Echo, and helps me clear my head, clear my thoughts. You make more money metal detecting a park and picking up coins out of the ground than you would actually prospecting. For me, success when I'm prospecting is 1 speck of gold, 1 speck. The whole day, if I got 1 speck, I'd feel happy and glad, you know, and successful. Hey, goodbye. Where some people, you know, they want to come home with ounces, and we all do, but I mean, there's a reality to this. And scalable mining is something that I do, or that I call micro scalable mining, is something where we're not after the big gold, we're after the small gold, the fine gold. And it's what one person can process and do. And no matter what equipment you're running, whether it's sluices, fluid beds, high bankers, whatever, you're only as good as the steam and the gas that you have. The equipment, you know, it'll stay there, but you can't. You know, you can only go so far, you know, until you run out of steam. So it's all about streamlining and energy efficiency and things like that to make this all work. And like I said, a little bit of recovery, minus a gram, quarter gram, tenth of a gram, doesn't matter to me. It's a hobby, and I just wanted to kind of explain that to you. I'm going to kind of explain my thought processes as I go through this, but let me get set up and we'll get to rolling. Go. All right, gang, so the stand set up. I just got a little bungee there for it. Super slick. So these are legs, and I got other parts. The other parts I have in this pouch. But this H-bar is for the Recon. This H-bar with the bungee strap is for any other sluice. And this stand will work with any sluice. So I'm not limited by just coming in with a fluid bed. I can bring my other sluices in too. And, you know, depending on how I can find water flow or good flowing water, I can switch either or. So that's pretty cool. I think first thing I'm going to do is set up the traditional sluice, because I know what the Recon can do. Recon is about moving a lot of material. And just getting the front set up here, guys. But it's all built out of aluminum, so I may have to weigh the feet down with some rocks. But yeah, getting a sluice set up. I think I'm going to change it over to the micro mat, just because I know we have fine gold. And I mean, this will do it, but it's just interesting. All right, gang, got her set up in the stream. Doing pretty good. Looks like we got decent flow. Pretty even.
Yeah, we'll get her. We got it.
Shoveling away, guys. Right in the classifier bucket we go. Simple as that. See how big those cobbles are too. That's it. All right, gang, so about 3/4 of a bucket. I swapped out the mini mat for the micro. It'll just do better with this finer gold. But I cleaned out the mini mat. But it gives you options, a lot of options. Scalable mining, that's the key. This stuff's like muddy soup, but let's give her a run and see what we got. And I do have the stand backwards, by the way. Just so everybody understands that I needed to turn around, but I'll do it here in a minute. I just wanted to save some time. We're running. We're running. We're running. Because this bungee. Other thing a person could do, you don't want to bring a whole lot of cons home, attach the adventure sluice to this, use it as a cleanup sluice right there at the creek so you have less cons to work through. There's a lot of options. Anytime you're doing fine gold recovery, we're talking real fine gold, my basis is half of whatever. So if this is 3/4, I'll do half of this, and then I'll clean up, and then do the other half, and then clean up on fine gold recovery. Because small gold or bigger, heavy rocks, the heavy rocks will replace the finer gold. So you want to clean up more often. And a lot of the adventure sluice set up in a stand, it ain't perfect. Again, I don't have the stand put together right, but again, using it as a cleanup sluice, I'm just running some of the same material through there. But yeah, you know, person could clean up their cons right here at the creek side, put a catch pan down at the back. Runs good. Runs good. Not a problem. So much better than the stand I bought originally for the Recon. The only thing in Adventure Sluice, it's slow. It's the slowest out of all of them.
That's why I use it as a cleanup sluice or a little travel sluice. King of the hill though is the Recon, for sure.
Alright guys, just finished up the bucket right here. I want to show you the inside here. You notice how much it's pushed over to the right and not to the left? That shows me that it's not set up perfect. It still works. You can see all the fines in there, but it's not perfect. You want that line to be straight down the middle right there and not over one side or the other. But I'm dealing with uneven flow here. But yeah, that stand works amazing. And instead of having to pull the mat, all you do is open it up like this. Open up that flap. He designed it to fit in a bucket. We're clean. That's all it takes. No unscrewing mats and all that other craziness. All right, gang. Stand absolutely works amazing. Amazing. Creek's a little low for it, but I'm just going to go ahead and set up the sluices traditionally, because I don't really have the depth or the water pressure in certain areas, and this is big creek in down there. So guys, the reason why I like a trench shovel versus a traditional shovel, it's easier to drive into the material, especially with a lot of rocks. It's really designed for it. Plus it fits into the classifier better, and it fits into the little high banker better than a wider normal shovel. So that's why I use a trench shovel, and I put an extra handle on it, just save some energy. But it allows you to go right into the classifier without overspilling all over the place. So that's why I use this instead of a traditional shovel. Sometimes all right, gang, so normally I take all the cons home with us, and I deal with going through the cons that way. So I brought the Adventure Sluice because I knew I was going to run a lot of material today, and I was going to have a lot of cons, more than I can bring home in my cons bucket. In dealing with fine gold, you really don't want to do this at the creek side, but I don't have a choice because I can't take it all with me. So I'm going to clean a good portion of it with the Adventure Sluice in the stream right here. Let it do its thing, and clear some of these cons, and then should cut down on quite a bit of concentrates bringing home. Yeah, we're getting down into the cons here, guys, and you can see that V, it cuts here and then it almost does another diamond right here. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want for running greenman.
Well, we got a nice little piece right up at the top up there. Kind of see it in the cell. That's cool. Nice.
Go for it. Here comes Calamity Jane. Wore out skis. Somebody's getting a bath when we get home. Finally caught up. My athlete. I tell you what, guys, if you can't afford an ATV or have a place to put an ATV, build one of these jobs. I did. Just a Schwinn bike frame, basically, from Big Lots, or not Big Lots, Bargain Hunt. Over time, I've upgraded it and stuff like that. You can go back and look at some of my videos, but it gets me where I need to go, and I don't have the issues of hauling an ATV around, which I do have an ATV if you've watched my videos. But yeah, think about building an electric bike. If anybody ever has any questions on where to get stuff like motors, batteries, or whatever, I can hook you up to the place that I got my stuff from. So it's much cheaper than buying one already built, because the ones that you buy in the store are already built. They're only 750 watts. This is 1500 watts, 52 volt. And the battery pack is all Samsung cells and potted and everything. But yeah, anybody ever have any questions, like I say, you don't need to own an ATV. You see, this gets me out. You know, you got to pack some stuff in, but it gets me out where I need to go. The mule. All right, guys, so the con's drying up, and it ain't much, as you can see, because we cleaned it at the creek side with the little adventure sluice. We went ahead and just did it there. Did we lose gold doing that? Yes, probably. We probably lost some fine gold doing that. If you're going to try to capture fine gold and doing fine gold recovery, it's a lot of steps and processes for that super fine gold. We do have some very fine gold in this material, and I'm going to show you how we're going to extract that and get that out of there. There's some little flaky pieces in there too, but whenever you're in an area that has very fine gold, it's a different process than simply taking a pan and panning it out and, you know, back panning and taking a snuffer bottle and picking it up, because you can't see the gold I'm talking about. So that's the reason for that. That's why you will see in a lot of my gold prospecting videos, you see me bring home like a whole bunch of cons, because I don't clean up at the creek, river, or where I'm at. I'll do it here in the garage, you know, in a controlled environment. The problem is that we had so much cons on our trip that this wouldn't hold everything. And generally, I have about that much cons. I need to really bring a bigger cons bucket, or a bigger bucket, but yet more weight, more things to pack and haul out. It makes things harder. You know, we go back to the back 40. So I did find a nice little setup for the adventure sluice in the creek that had the perfect flow, perfect run, and was able to feed it. Going back in my mind and at the video, I should have run half of that material, clean out the adventure sluice, and then run the other half, or maybe a quarter, and, you know, split it up into quarters instead of running it all through there. It was clearing very well. It was circulating very well. It didn't look like it was getting backed up or anything. So I ran the whole bucket. Dealing with fine gold, you'll want to clean up more often than normal. No matter what you're using, whether it's high banking, sluicing, fluid bed sluice, doesn't matter. You want to clean up more than normal, because a stone or a piece of magnetite or anything heavy, piece of lead shot that may be heavier than the tiny micro gold we're trying to capture, it'll fill its place and take over. So that's why we want to clean up more often. Okay. And the other key factor, the other key element to gold recovery, fine gold recovery and extraction, is a pair of these. No joke. I mean, because we're talking gold you can't see, and you can magnify that, and that's, you'll see me use this often. Whipped some out of there. We're going to kitchen strainer that down. All right, gang, next step that I take is I start demagnetizing. You could take a medicine bottle, just buy a magnet or get a magnet. I like a medicine bottle better because it has the lip on it. So as you pull the magnet out, any material falling up on it will hit that ledge and drop back off instead of coming back onto the magnet. We'll do the course first. Don't really need to do the course, but I like to, because I just like to see what it's pulling. Separate it out. Fines. Quite a bit, as you can see. And what I do is when I pick it up with a magnet, I'll drop it back off. And then I'll slowly pick it back up again. And I'll do that a couple of times, because if it does capture any gold, it'll drop the gold out of it. The magnetics, right down to the fine grains, and see, is there any gold in there before we even pan it. This pan works differently than traditional pans, so everything's done under the water.
Yeah, pyrite in there had me fooled.
You want to clean it up in a controlled environment at home.
Always double checking the material.
When it's together and wet, it looks like almost like paint.
It doesn't look like chunks of gold. It's not chunky.
Got a nice little chunky piece of showing up here now. You guys can see that. And the nice chunkies coming in there. I kicked that back. There's some specks down at the bottom down here, but I just want to show you there's some specks in here you're not going to be able to see on the camera, but look at that. Look at that. Holy cow, that looks good. Nice chunkies. Nice chunkies. All right, gang, we're at the very nitty gritty. And I'm trying to back this off as much as possible, but I'm starting to get flakes float out of there. Not float, but fly out of there. But we got some nice chunkies in there, so we'll just snatch that up the best we can. It almost doesn't fit in the snuffer bottle. It's right at the tip. Uh-oh, might be a picker. That's an actual picker. It won't go in the snuffer bottle. That's a nice flake too. And of course that is. A nice flake. That's a nice flake. Get the top off. There's a couple chunkies in there I didn't even see. Really need to clean this bin out, but I don't want to put all of it in there because then it makes it hard. All right, ladies and Larrys, we're all back from our trip. Got the gold collected and got the scale out and got it all dried up and ready to go. Not a bad trip. We are on the back end of that bar, that new bar that we're working, and you'll see, as you see in the videos, there's some really large cobbles and rock underneath the overburden there, and that's where I think we were getting some of this chunky. We have yet to go to the front end of that bar where the heavier gold, bigger gold may be dropping out at, so that's going to be probably my next adventure out there in seeing what we got. We did get some nice gold. Quite a bit of fine, as you can see. You can just see how much fine is in there. I mean, that's just incredibly fine. Couple of Georgia nuggets in there, which was nice. And I think that came out from underneath the big rocks that I was pulling. But couple nice, you guys will call them pickers, I call them nuggets. But you could just see how fine that gold is. I mean, it's just like powder. So it shows you, you know, it's just setting up correctly, getting set up correctly. I don't like cleaning up Creekside, but we had so much cons because we were cleaning out more often. And that's how to capture that fine gold. More cleanups and bringing, you know, getting the cons that way. I'd prefer to do the cons here at home. It's more controlled, but it's okay. We did well. Let's see what we got. We'll zero out the scale. Scale is zeroed out, or not zeroed out yet, and I'm going to tear it now.
let's carefully try to get this in there as much as possible. .49. Will we make .50? Yep, we made .52. .52. That's a good run, guys. Look at that. .52. I'll get you zoomed in there so you can see the numbers. .52. That's spectacular in my book. I mean, you know, again, we're small scale micro miners. However you want to call it, nano mining, micro mining, scalable mining. The results are in the pudding. It just jumped to 1.53, but yeah, I'm liking that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming along for the ride, and I appreciate the subscribers. You know, it's beyond me that I got the amount of subscribers that I have for the channel, and I appreciate every one of you. If you like the content, again, you know, subscribe, hit the like button. It helps the channel. But yeah, it worked out really well. Scalable mining, having the 3 different sluices. Sluice stand, amazing sluice stand. I mean, the applications for that for me are going to be incredible for the channel as well. One stand to rule them all, you know, like an Excalibur stand to me. But everything worked out beautifully, packed in, packed out. But yeah, I can't wait to get out there again with you guys, and I appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.